Hello friends, and welcome back to CADEmade. In this episode, I'll be sharing with you how I took the fall cuttings of this giant reed plant and turned it into a winter garden folly. And the idea for this project was born out of doing this chore for the fall coming into winter. And I wanted to create something that was a bit hopeful outside, something that you could look at and feel a glimmer of hope amidst the low light hours and the lack of green in the garden. As you can see, this giant reed is very similar to bamboo, and like bamboo has a hollow center and then these knobs going down it. And as it dries, it gets quite a bit harder, but I would say it's not quite as hard as bamboo. Some of you may recall this platform from the Fall Outdoor Spaces tour, which I asked for suggestions of, and this is sort of the product of some of those inspirations and suggestions. But I put these brackets, which were just decking brackets that I had, and modified them to fit the bamboo in there snugly, and I just kind of went for it, adding in as much bamboo into each space, and then started zip tying different pieces of the bamboo together to sort of create this cathedral effect. But I soon realized that I had created too random of a structure and decided to disassemble what I had put together at that point, and then pull the strongest, tallest pieces out and doubling them together, and then using a tape measure to measure heights so I can start creating a bit more structure and a bit more organization of that structure. I think as artists, we know that creativity is not a linear and straightforward process. It's figuring out how to solve a puzzle within a particular creative instinct or thought, and what happens after the collision of the materials and the ideas is the culmination of all parts complete and incomplete. And that movement is the art. That's the closest thing to completion we feel is the action of doing art. The stones you're seeing here are actually collected for another project for the spring, but I decided to store them here on this particular space for now. Okay, so the next part of this episode, you will see a little teeny tiny preview beyond where I'm sitting right now into what is currently becoming the official CADEmade studio workshop space, which I hope will somewhat unify the episodes here on CADEmade. Additionally, I hope that it also helps me be able to make more short form and relatable, doable content here on this channel. So if you're subscribed, you will be seeing a full transformation of this space super soon. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see that, please do, and you'll see when those episodes go live. This project has simply been in the midst of doing this much larger project, which I could have put up in different parts, but I decided to just finish it so that we could move forward in 2024 and have a beautiful space to create projects here on this channel. So we'll see you soon, but let's get back to this project. And thank you for making 2023 wonderful, and I'm looking to Here I am using this very light gauge nylon string, which I'm measuring at different lengths, and just many of these, and then using these 1-inch round mirrors to then use my hot glue gun and glue them onto the nylon string using 2 per different element. And then I just set myself up for production time and went to town gluing different lengths and different expanses of this mirrored sort of garland, I guess you would say. And then of course I attached each individual mirrored strand to different parts of the folly. And I did this in an organized but not too specific way. I mainly just wanted it to feel balanced amongst the structure, like there wasn't too many on one side versus the other side. Of course, I'm checking my work. I will also link as many of the things that I used on this project in the description down below, so keep an eye out for that, including these LED curtain lights, which we've actually used in this exact same place before, but we're using it in a completely different way. So I bundled them together, and then I divided all of the sections out after spending quite a while untangling them but I divided them to each corner of the Folly, and then I was able to then wrap them around the main 4 lengths and just leave them at a random hanging position. Again, not being too specific, but just wanting to bring a little light to the darkness. And of course, if you're enjoying this video, please do help me out by leaving a like. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe and share this video. And if you leave a comment, I will do my best to write back to all of the comments, as I love the feedback and the sharing. But thank you for watching, of course. And that's the end of the build. Here we go. I love being outdoors and I love being in the garden, and the wintertime can sometimes feel a bit isolating in what Mike calls stick season. So this project was really just to highlight a bit of the beauty that can be found outside in the wintertime and to shine the light a little brighter before the spring ultimately comes back. So I hope you find a bit of creativity and space to get outside and get some sun while we're in the cold months, and that you find your creative space to beat the winter blues. In the meantime, on warm days, I will come outside and I'll sit out here and just enjoy the view that you can see now that the leaves are off the trees and embrace the season. Then I'll be inside in the studio and workshop creating more things. Thank you very much for spending time with me here on CADEmade all throughout 2023 and in this episode. And get creative, keep yourself excited about life, and take care. And we will see you very soon on CADEmade. Show me that track, show me that track, show me that tricky track. Folly.